Yo, what is up, guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, Anthony Yarde defeats Dec Spelman via a 6th round stoppage in a routine and fairly comfortable victory. I think going into this fight, everybody really expected Yarde to win this fight without any real problems, and in my opinion, that's exactly what he did. Anthony Yarde really was in full control throughout this fight. At times, Anthony Yarde would switch off, eat a few silly jabs here and there, a couple of right hands over the top, but nothing of any real consequence. Dec Spelman didn't really have anything to trouble Anthony Yarde. First round was like a feel-out round for Anthony Yarde. Maybe you could have scored round one for Dec Spelman. Dec Spelman was a bit more busy, doubling up the jab, just being a bit more active, whereas Anthony Yarde was really kind of scouting what was in front of him. But basically after the first round, Anthony Yarde was really in full control. I actually felt BT were giving Dec Spelman a little too much credit. I think Richie Woodhall actually scored round 5 to Dec Spelman. I'm not really sure what that was based on, to be honest. Yeah, Spelman was a bit more busy in round 5 than he was previously. But, Yarde was the guy landing the clean hard shots, hard body shots, hard jabs, hard head shots, etc. Not sure how Richie Woodhall scored round 5 to Dec Spelman, but it is what it is. But yeah, after round 1, Yarde was kind of going through the gears, gauging the distance a lot better. He was utilising that jab, starting to bust the face up of Dec Spelman. And round by round, Anthony Yarde slowly kind of turned up the gears, slowly turned up the pace, landed a few more body shots, a few more hard shots round by round. And it was what it was, man. It looked like Anthony Yarde was just testing things out, really, getting a few rounds, shaking off some ring rust. That's exactly what Dec Spelman was in there for. He was really in there for Yarde to shake off the cobwebs and get him prepared for a potential fight with Lyndon Arthur. But yeah, I guess in that sense it served its purpose, Essentially, this fight was Anthony Yarde being Anthony Yarde. We didn't really see anything new. Yarde was fighting in bursts, he would throw combinations, then he'll take like 30 seconds off, looking for one-shot counters. It was the typical Anthony Yarde performance, to be honest, like he was fighting before he fought Kovalev. Round 6 was where this fight ended. Yarde really turned up the gears, started to find that right hand with great regularity, working the body. He landed a series of right hands to the head, which dropped Dec Spelman. Dec Spelman beats the count easily, and the referee waves it off. Quite frankly, I felt the stoppage was premature. Having said that, Dec Spelman wasn't winning that fight, and he would have just taken a lot more punishment. But at the end of the day, this is boxing. Dec Spelman clearly beat the count. He showed the referee he was okay, and the referee still waved it off. So make of that what you will. But yeah, it was what it was. This fight was exactly what I expected. A one-sided kind of affair. A few rounds where Anthony Yarde would test a few things out, and once he goes for the stoppage, he would get it. That's exactly what happened. So hopefully we can move on from this and we get the Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yarde fight. That's the fight I think that makes a lot of sense for both guys. I think that's a good fight for Anthony Yarde to really rebound from that Kovalev loss. Lyndon Arthur, a good boxer, unbeaten, Commonwealth champion. I think that's the sort of fight Yarde needs next. And to be honest, based on what I've seen from Yarde in his whole career and in this Dec Spelman fight, I would make Anthony Yarde a favourite against Lyndon Arthur, but I do believe Lyndon Arthur gives Anthony Yarde some real problems. For a light heavyweight, Lyndon Arthur is quite fleet-footed. He likes to box and move. I think that style naturally is going to give Anthony Yarde some problems. Yarde, he doesn't really have the quickest feet, and while he can apply pressure, he doesn't really do it with any urgency, and he's not great, in my opinion, at really kind of creating his own openings. He's good at unloading on a guy who's got no defence and who's flat-footed, a guy like Dec Spelman. But when a guy can maintain range, keep moving, I don't think Yarde's all that great at creating his own openings kind of thing. So, based on Arthur's style, I certainly think Arthur's going to give him serious problems. I could see it being a fight where Arthur's actually ahead after 6-7 rounds, and as Arthur starts to tire, as his foot movement becomes less and less, I could see Yarde catching him with a big shot and maybe knocking him out. You know, I certainly favour Yarde, but I do believe Arthur will give him problems. But yeah, I would favour Yarde to win that fight. I think that's the fight that really needs to happen next for both guys. I think BT need it as well. I think it's a good fight for them. And yeah, man, interesting fight in my opinion. So yeah, Yarde, his performance against Spelman, it was what it was. You know, he showed his qualities. I think a few of the same flaws were shown as well. You know, that shoulder roll of Anthony Yarde's, while it's not the worst I've ever seen, he can certainly get tagged up in that shoulder roll. You know, his defense is a little leaky at times, but at the same time, he showed his good attributes as well. It was the usual Anthony Yarde performance against an overmatched opponent. What can I really say? You know, didn't really see any noticeable improvements, to be honest. Still seems like the same Anthony Yarde. But we'll see what happens next. As I said, the Arthur versus Yarde fight is the one to make. Share your thoughts below. Been your boy Del Boy. Peace.